I was staying at my uncle's house for a few nights while he was out of town for work. He lived alone in a small neighborhood surrounded by woods, and the place always made me a little uncomfortable at night. During the day, it seemed normal enough, but after dark, the entire street became dead silent. No cars, no people walking dogs, nothing. The first night was fine. I stayed up late watching videos in the basement living room and eventually fell asleep on the couch. The second night was different. Around midnight, I was upstairs in the guest bedroom trying to sleep when I heard gravel crunching outside the house. At first, I thought it was probably a raccoon or maybe a deer wandering through the yard, but then I heard it again. Slow footsteps. I sat up in bed and listened. Crunch. Crunch. The footsteps circled slowly beneath the bedroom window. I grabbed my phone and checked the security camera app my uncle had shown me earlier that day. There were cameras facing the driveway and front porch. I opened the live feed expecting to see nothing. Instead, there was a man standing at the front door. He wasn't moving. He was just standing there facing the house with his hands in his hoodie pocket. I couldn't make out his face because the porch light barely reached him. But something about the way he stood there completely motionless made my stomach tighten. I kept watching the camera feed for almost a minute before the man finally moved. Very slowly, he tilted his head upward toward the camera. Then the screen went black. The feed disconnected. I immediately locked the bedroom door, even though I knew it probably wouldn't do much. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I told myself maybe the Wi-Fi had gone out. Maybe the camera battery died. Then I heard 3 knocks downstairs, not on the front door. From inside the house, I froze. A second later came another knock, slow and deliberate. Knock, knock, knock. I stared at the bedroom door trying to convince myself I was hearing things. Then I heard footsteps moving through the hallway below me. Whoever it was wasn't trying to be quiet. The floor creaked with each step. I grabbed the baseball bat my uncle kept in the guest room closet and backed into the corner of the room. I was seconds away from calling the police when the footsteps stopped directly outside the bedroom door. Silence. I could hear breathing on the other side. Then a voice spoke softly through the door. "You're not Michael." Michael was my uncle's name. I didn't answer. The voice stayed quiet for a few seconds before speaking again. He told me the house would be empty. Every hair on my arm stood up. Then the doorknob slowly began to turn. I finally called 911 and started yelling that the police were on their way. The doorknob stopped moving instantly. A second later, I heard footsteps sprinting down the hallway, then crashing noises from downstairs. A back door slammed shut. I stayed locked in that room until officers arrived 10 minutes later. They searched the house and found muddy footprints leading through the kitchen to the basement stairs. Nothing was stolen. No signs of forced entry either. The police asked if my uncle had given anyone a spare key. The next morning, I called him and explained everything. There was a long silence on the phone before he finally answered. "I changed the locks last month," he said. Then he asked me something that still bothers me to think about. If he got inside without a key, how did he know my name?